In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 essential tips for building a bootstrap business. Now, some of you are like, "Wo kya hota hai?" Let me tell you this. If you are building a business out of your own capital, out of your own investment, or out of selling your products and services and reinvesting that money back into the business without relying upon external funding from angel investors and VCs, then you're building a bootstrap business. And it's very important that you consider and focus on building a bootstrap business, because in this entire world of noise that we are listening to about going and raising funds, focusing on valuation, the truth is there's no absolute control on those kind of businesses from an entrepreneur. The true definition of an entrepreneur is freedom and control. And if you're borrowing somebody else's money, then your freedom starts reducing, your control starts reducing as well. And that's why it's important for us to encourage and celebrate business owners who are building bootstrap businesses. So let's get started with the 5 essential tips for you to build a bootstrap business. Consider this. The first start point for your bootstrap business is the source of capital. So like I said earlier in my definition of what is a bootstrap business, your source of capital typically in a bootstrap business is your own savings or your income from an existing job which you're plowing back into a business which you desire to start. Now you can maximum extend this source of capital from family and friends as well. When you raise money from family and friends, it's not considered as a professional round of investment that you're raising from angel investors or from VCs. So the source of capital for a bootstrap business is typically self or family and friends. That's your first key source for you to tap into and list out who are those family members, who are those friends who you can bank upon for you to raise money from them. Or what is the kind of savings that you've built for yourself, or what is the kind of runway of income you are looking at for yourself before you start a business from your jobs, so that you can plow that money back into the business. So that's the first essential tip for you to look at building a bootstrap business. The second essential tip for building a bootstrap business is to target customers who are willing to spend money. One of the biggest mistakes that startups are making in today's day and age is they are just looking at acquiring a market share by offering their products or services for free of very less value in the bargain of gaining customers. But here's the truth. Will those customers eventually pay is the question you need to answer. And if you're serious about building a bootstrap business, then you don't have the luxury of just burning money in the name of customer acquisition. So it's best that you target those customers who value the value of the products or services that you're willing to offer and who can afford those products or services. There is no point trying to sell something to someone who can't afford it and is not willing to pay the money for it. So target paying customers only if you're looking at building a bootstrap business. Which brings me to the third essential tip for building a bootstrap business. What you need to keep in mind while building a bootstrap business is even the product or service that you're offering, it should be something that is up your alley. It should be something for which you have a core competence. It shouldn't be an experiment which you are exploring. It should be something where you know how to create it, you're a master of that product, or you're a master of delivering that service. Look, you're looking at building a bootstrap business, so you don't have room for just exploring something random which is a fantasy of your mind. You need to promise something and deliver something that you can, and that's when you will make money, and that's how you can build a bootstrap business. Which brings me to the fourth essential tip for you to build a bootstrap business. The fourth essential tip is pre-sell. Now, what do I mean by pre-sell? What I mean by it is first sell, then build. First go out there and pitch your products and services, acquire customers, and then figure a way out to deliver that product or service. You should not look at overcommitting yourself by building your product or service and then later realizing that nobody is willing to buy it. One of the healthy signs of a bootstrap business is pehle becho, fir socho. If you're doing it the other way around, you're going to be committing too much time, too much money, too much effort into something that you're not sure about whether the market will accept it or not. So pre-selling is a classic strategy for you to use if you want to bootstrap a business. Before we go to the fifth and final essential tip for you to build a bootstrap business, let's quickly review the first 4 tips that I shared with you. Firstly, the source of capital. It's self, family, or friends. Second, make sure you are offering a product or service to people who are willing to pay money. Target customers who are willing to spend money. Third, Make sure you're building products or services that are up your alley, up your core competence, and something that the customer would be willing to spend money on. Fourth, pre-sell. Build later, sell first. If you're able to do that, then you will get the cash flows in place for you to sustain your business and build your bootstrap business. Which brings me to the fifth and final tip for you to build a bootstrap business. The fifth and final tip for you to build a bootstrap business is focus on profitability and cash flows. Don't get enamored by customer acquisition. This is a very essential tip if you're serious about building a bootstrap business. If you're not making profit by the sale of your product or sale of a service, then walk away from that customer. Walk away from that deal guilt-free, because you are not here to serve people without making money. It has to be a win-win equation. You got to win by making profits. Customer has to win by getting value for money. So have that profit consciousness. Do not undersell yourself. Do not undervalue yourself. You may not get the volumes, which is perfectly okay. Build yourself as a niche business, as a profitable business, as a healthy cash flow business. There is no point playing the race of just acquiring customers without making any money. The key is to make sure that you are selling your products or services to those who value the value of your products or services and are willing to acknowledge that value by giving you enough value in terms of profitability and cash flow. These are the 5 essential tips of building a bootstrap business. The key is to make sure you stick to these 5 tips, because there's too much noise outside happening in the world where you're seeing startup entrepreneurs just giving away stuff for free, giving freebies and discounts, and acquiring customers who are not really ever going to turn out into paying customers. Building a bootstrap business is true freedom, true control, and true sign of entrepreneurship. So go out there, build a bootstrap business, and celebrate those entrepreneurs who are building a bootstrap business. Make them your role models. That's the key. And if you want to take this learning to a whole new level and you want deeper support from my side to help you build a bootstrap business, then I have a special invitation for you. I invite you to click on the link below and register yourself for my upcoming Business Success Workshop. The Business Success Workshop is a 2.5-hour session where I break down for you the 4 types of businesses. I break down for you how do you build a growth business and not a survival business. And I break down for you what are the 3 key changes you need to make to be able to build a growth business. If you find value in what I've shared with you and you resonate with my style of teaching, then just click on the link below. Register yourself for the upcoming Business Success Workshop. It's an investment of 99 rupees, but you get bonuses worth thousands of rupees once you attend the workshop. So make sure you click on the link below and register yourself. I look forward to seeing you at the Business Success Workshop.